CarMax just dropped a bombshell on the auto world. They've rolled out wild new offers, cutting-edge incentives, and industry-shaking changes that have everyone talking. Right now, used EV buyers get special perks. CarMax's new EV Research Hub points out which used electric vehicles may qualify for up to $4,000 in tax credit incentives, and also offers detailed battery health info plus optional home charger installations, with a $200 credit. Never before have so many EV perks been bundled under one roof. But that's not all. The way CarMax handles used cars, both EV and traditional, is evolving fast. In 2025 alone, they moved nearly 790,000 used vehicles and 540,000 wholesale vehicles, showing that even as demand shifts, their volume remains enormous. Their scale gives them power to influence prices, market expectations, and how we shop for used cars in the US. Still, the shockwaves hitting the industry aren't all good. Recently, CarMax's stock took a dramatic plunge after reporting profit and sales declines, raising major red flags for investors about the health of the used car market at large. They even fired their longtime CEO and appointed a new interim leader, a move that's sparking intense speculation about what's coming next. So here's where things get interesting. On one hand, CarMax is aggressively pushing into the used EV space, giving buyers incentives, transparency, and convenience like never before, setting a potential blueprint for the future of used car retail. On the other hand, financial pressures, weaker demand, and market volatility are threatening that same blueprint. If you think this is just about discounts or EVs, you're wrong. This could change how people buy used cars forever. Because when a giant like CarMax shakes, the whole industry trembles. CarMax isn't just tweaking prices, they're changing the entire buying experience. For the first time, buyers can access instant vehicle history reports, transparent pricing, and even AI-powered trade-in valuations that adjust in real time based on market trends. Imagine walking into a CarMax lot and seeing exactly what your car is worth today, not last month. That's power, and it's reshaping expectations for the used car market. Dealers across the country are already feeling the pressure. Competitors like Carvana and AutoNation are scrambling to match CarMax's new EV programs and incentives. Some analysts are calling it a tech-driven arms race in the used car space, with CarMax leading the charge. If you've been holding off on buying a used EV or hybrid, this might be the perfect moment. CarMax is offering competitive financing, low-interest loans for qualified buyers, and extended warranties that were unheard of just a year ago. But here's the kicker. Even with all these perks, CarMax is facing a tricky balancing act. Their margins are tightening, inventory costs are high, and supply chain disruptions continue to ripple across the industry. This means buyers could see some deals vanish as quickly as they appear. The market's volatility has never been more visible, and CarMax's moves could either cement them as the undisputed leader in used cars or expose them to serious risk if consumer demand falters. And the real question is, how will this reshape the industry long-term? Will other big players innovate fast enough, or will CarMax continue to dominate? The answers aren't simple. But one thing is certain. The next 12 months could redefine what it means to buy, sell, or trade a car in America. CarMax's aggressive push into the electric vehicle market is arguably their boldest move yet. They're not just selling EVs, they're creating a full ecosystem for buyers, including vehicle-specific maintenance guides, battery health guarantees, and certified pre-owned EV programs that rival new car warranties. For a buyer, this reduces the uncertainty that often comes with used EVs, making it easier to switch from gas to electric without fear of hidden costs. Analysts are already saying this could force other dealers to rethink their used EV approach entirely or risk being left behind. Meanwhile, CarMax is also experimenting with tech-driven retail experiences. Virtual showrooms, online appraisal tools, and AI-driven price recommendations are all part of their plan to make buying and selling cars faster and more transparent. Imagine finalizing your trade-in, financing, and purchase entirely online, with your car delivered to your driveway. CarMax is moving toward making that a reality nationwide. And for buyers who still prefer the lot experience, The combination of digital tools with in-person guidance creates a hybrid model few competitors can match. Financially, the stakes are higher than ever. CarMax's recent quarterly reports showed a dip in profits despite growing sales volume, signaling that scaling these programs comes with rising costs. Investors are watching closely. Some see a long-term growth story, while others worry about sustainability in a market where used car prices are volatile and interest rates are rising. Every decision CarMax makes in the next year could ripple across the industry, affecting pricing trends, financing options, and even how dealerships across America structure their inventories. And the consumer impact? If you're shopping for a car today, this isn't just another sale or seasonal discount. CarMax's moves could permanently shift expectations. Instant trade-in values, fully transparent pricing, and EV incentives could become the new standard. Buyers who act now may benefit from the best deals, but those who wait risk seeing opportunities disappear as CarMax tightens its inventory or adjusts pricing strategies to maintain margins. CarMax's moves have sent shockwaves through its competitors. Carvana, AutoNation, and even local dealerships are scrambling to match the tech-driven tools, EV incentives, and transparent pricing that CarMax now offers. Some smaller dealerships are trying to compete by offering higher trade-in bonuses or no-haggle deals, but few have the scale or digital infrastructure to keep up. Industry insiders are calling it a turning point, a moment when traditional used car sales models may be permanently disrupted. The risks CarMax faces are just as dramatic as their innovations. Rising interest rates, fluctuating used car values, and inventory shortages could put pressure on margins, forcing the company to make tough choices. Even their EV strategy comes with uncertainty. Battery degradation, resale value fluctuations, and federal tax credit changes could impact consumer confidence. Analysts warn that if the market softens, CarMax could feel the pain faster than smaller dealers because their operations are so massive and highly visible. Yet the potential upside is enormous. If CarMax continues to dominate used EVs and hybrid markets, they could redefine what buyers expect in terms of transparency, convenience, and after-sales support. The company's scale allows them to experiment with financing options, subscription programs, and nationwide delivery models, innovations that smaller competitors simply cannot match. This could lead to a permanent reshaping of the used car landscape, making CarMax the go-to destination for both EV and traditional car buyers. Here's where it gets really interesting. Industry analysts are already predicting that by 2026, CarMax could control a much larger share of the used EV market, forcing competitors to either innovate aggressively or risk becoming obsolete. And for buyers, this could mean better deals, smarter financing, and a shopping experience that feels almost futuristic compared to what we've known just a few years ago. The stakes are high, the moves are bold, and the next 12 months could decide the fate of an entire industry. Inside the industry, whispers about CarMax's next moves are already creating waves. Some insiders suggest the company might launch a nationwide subscription model for used cars, allowing customers to swap vehicles every few months, a bold step that could redefine car ownership entirely. Others speculate that CarMax may begin offering bundled service packages, including insurance, maintenance, and EV charger installation, making the buying experience seamless and almost entirely hands-off. If these rumors come true, CarMax wouldn't just be a used car dealer. They'd become a full-service mobility company, setting a new standard that others will struggle to match. At the same time, analysts are warning of potential shocks in the market. With used car prices already volatile, a slowdown in consumer demand or a surge in EV supply could trigger sudden price drops. This creates both risk and opportunity. Buyers who wait too long could see fewer deals, but those who act quickly could take advantage of incredible bargains before the market adjusts. Even investors are paying attention. CarMax's stock has been fluctuating, reflecting uncertainty over whether their aggressive strategies will pay off or strain the company's finances. For consumers, the opportunities have never been clearer. With CarMax offering more transparency, real-time valuations, and incentives for EVs, buyers can make smarter decisions and potentially save thousands. Trade-ins are more predictable, financing is more competitive, and the added benefits for EV buyers could accelerate the shift away from gas-powered vehicles faster than anyone anticipated. Every new feature, every incentive, every strategic move is designed to pull buyers into a CarMax ecosystem that's increasingly difficult to leave. And here's the real cliffhanger. If CarMax succeeds, it won't just dominate the used car market. It could rewrite the rules for the entire automotive industry. Competitors, regulators, and consumers alike will be forced to adapt. The next year could see massive transformations, unexpected shakeups, and deals that feel almost too good to be true. CarMax has set the stage, but the final act? That's still unfolding, and the industry is holding its breath. CarMax's moves are forcing competitors to rethink everything. Carvana, once seen as the digital disruptor in the used car space, is scrambling to keep up with CarMax's EV incentives and transparent pricing models. AutoNation and other traditional dealerships are being pushed to modernize their tech, update their online platforms, and rethink trade-in processes. And even then, most lack the scale to compete head-to-head with CarMax. Some independent dealers see opportunity here, targeting niches and localized markets. But the reality is clear. CarMax's footprint, combined with their innovative programs, is setting a new national benchmark that few can match. For buyers, the implications are massive. If you've been eyeing a used EV or hybrid, now is the time to act. CarMax is rolling out competitive financing rates, zero haggle pricing, extended warranties, and even delivery options in select regions. Certain models come with tax incentives and battery certifications that can save thousands. Buyers who understand the timing and take advantage of these programs could walk away with deals that might disappear once inventory tightens or interest rates climb. Even more intriguing are the predictions for 2026. Analysts expect CarMax's influence on pricing trends to grow, potentially stabilizing used car costs while offering buyers unprecedented perks. At the same time, this level of disruption could force competitors to innovate in ways we've never seen. Maybe subscription models, bundled maintenance programs, or nationwide EV trade-in networks. CarMax is not just responding to the market, they're actively shaping it, and everyone else has no choice but to follow. The question now isn't whether CarMax will dominate, it's how far they can push the boundaries before the market reacts. Will other players adapt quickly enough? Or will CarMax's strategies trigger a larger shakeup that changes car buying forever? Consumers are in the middle of an unprecedented shift, and those who pay attention now could reap huge rewards. Insiders are hinting at some moves that could shake the entire auto industry. Rumors suggest CarMax is exploring partnerships with EV manufacturers to secure exclusive access to high-demand models, potentially giving them first pick on inventory before it even reaches other dealers. There's talk of expanded nationwide delivery programs, subscription-based ownership models, and even AI-powered vehicle recommendations that could personalize the buying experience like never before. If these plans come to fruition, CarMax wouldn't just be a used car giant, they could redefine the rules of car ownership entirely. Industry analysts are watching closely because the ripple effects could be enormous. A sudden shift in used EV pricing, combined with CarMax's growing market influence, could force smaller dealers to either innovate or exit certain markets entirely. Even traditional automakers are paying attention. Their strategies for new EV rollouts and certified pre-owned programs may need to adjust to align with the expectations CarMax is setting. The next 12 months could see a market reshuffle unlike anything we've seen in decades. For buyers, the timing could not be more critical. Inventory levels, promotional deals, and financing options are all in flux, meaning those who act fast could secure unprecedented value. Certain high-demand EVs and hybrid models might see limited availability, while incentives like battery health certifications and delivery perks could disappear as CarMax adjusts to market pressures. Understanding when and how to buy could make the difference between scoring the deal of the year or missing out entirely. But here's the real cliffhanger. While CarMax is making bold moves and shaping the industry's future, the market itself is unpredictable. External factors like interest rates, consumer demand shifts, and supply chain disruptions could either amplify their success or introduce new challenges. The next phase of this story is already in motion, and it's setting the stage for potential shocks, surprises, and opportunities that could redefine how America buys and sells cars. Right now, the deals at CarMax are turning heads. Certain high-demand EVs like the Tesla Model 3 and Nissan Leaf are coming with certified battery guarantees, discounted delivery options, and even limited-time trade-in bonuses that can total thousands of dollars in savings. Hybrids, such as the Toyota Prius and Honda Insight, are also seeing aggressive pricing, with extended warranties and competitive financing making them more accessible than ever. For buyers willing to move fast, these offers aren't just convenient. They could represent the smartest financial moves of the year. Insider strategies suggest timing is everything. Buyers who check CarMax's online appraisal tools, monitor inventory updates, and align purchases with seasonal promotions can maximize savings. Combining trade-in bonuses with EV tax incentives and manufacturer rebates can stack up to massive advantages. Essentially, CarMax has created a moment where informed buyers can play the system to their advantage, but only if they act before inventory tightens and rates fluctuate. Looking ahead to 2026, CarMax is expected to escalate its influence even further. Analysts predict expanded subscription-based models, nationwide EV delivery, and even more tech-driven personalization for buyers. Competitors are being forced to innovate or risk losing market share in a rapidly evolving industry. The combination of transparency, incentives, and technology could make CarMax the definitive leader in the used car space, setting standards that others will struggle to match for years to come. But the uncertainty remains. Supply chain fluctuations, potential shifts in consumer demand, and macroeconomic factors like interest rates could all impact how successful these strategies are. Will CarMax continue to dominate, or will unexpected market forces level the playing field? Every move they make, every deal they offer, and every innovation they introduce is being watched closely by buyers, investors, and the entire automotive industry. The ripple effects of CarMax's moves are already being felt across the industry. Competitors like Carvana and AutoNation are reacting fast, experimenting with their own EV incentives, tech-driven platforms, and trade-in programs. Smaller dealerships are under pressure to modernize or risk losing customers to a giant that now sets the standard for convenience, transparency, and value. Some analysts even warn that this could trigger a consolidation wave, where weaker players are acquired or forced out, leaving a leaner, more competitive landscape dominated by tech-savvy, large-scale operators like CarMax. Market shakeups could also hit pricing trends hard. With CarMax controlling a significant share of high-demand used EVs, they have the ability to influence resale values and trade-in rates nationwide. If they tighten supply or adjust incentives strategically, it could shift the balance of power, forcing buyers and competitors to adapt quickly. For savvy buyers, understanding these dynamics could mean scoring deals that are rare, potentially life-changing opportunities. Miss the timing, and you could pay far more than necessary for the same car just a few weeks later. Looking toward 2026, industry experts predict that CarMax could expand its subscription-based programs, roll out nationwide EV delivery, and integrate AI-driven tools for personalized vehicle recommendations. These changes wouldn't just enhance the buying experience, they could redefine car ownership itself. Imagine a world where switching vehicles, financing, maintenance, and even insurance are handled seamlessly through one platform, removing much of the traditional friction in buying and owning a car. And here's the cliffhanger. While CarMax seems poised to dominate, the market is unpredictable. Economic shifts, policy changes, and competitor innovations could disrupt even the most carefully planned strategies. The next chapter for CarMax, its competitors and buyers, is already in motion, and it promises dramatic transformations, unexpected opportunities, and possibly shocking twists that could redefine the automotive landscape forever. CarMax just shook the entire car industry, and the ripples are far from over. Deals, innovations, and industry-changing moves are happening right now, and the next year could redefine how Americans buy, sell, and even think about cars. Whether you're a buyer, investor, or competitor, one thing is clear. The game has changed, and only those paying attention will win. Stay ahead, stay informed, and don't blink, because CarMax is just getting started.